Hi y'all, Darla here with Growing Tropical. Well, you guys, today I'm out on my back porch and I'm just doing a lot of sprucing up. We are in the month of February, about mid-February, and we've had an exceptionally cold or cool winter time for being here in South Florida. I've got to tell you, I can't remember the last time that it has been quite as cold as what it has been this year. And when I say cold, y'all, in South Florida, what I'm talking about is when the temperatures dip into the upper 30s and 40s at nighttime. That is just too cold here for our tropical plants. I've got a lot of crotons out there that drop their leaves. We didn't have anything obviously by the way of frost or freezing or anything like that, thank goodness. That's kind of a rarity or an oddity if we do get something like that, but the temperatures have been cold enough to where the plants have just been, they just freaked out just a little bit. And up here on my back porch, I just have so many beautiful little containers full of, pothos, and I've got some arrowhead plant. I've got succulents. I've got ivies. I got a monstera. I've got lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful plants out here. Fortunately, I got some of my hair in my mouth. Fortunately, I didn't have to bring anything in the house, and I was really glad that I didn't have to do anything like that. But when those temperatures, those couple of nights that we had those temperatures that dipped down, like I said, into the, upper 30s or the, upper 40s or whatever in the evening time, these plants, namely, I think a big part, my pothos were like, they had a lot of yellowing leaves. So I've been out here just kind of sprucing up and cleaning. But this video, y'all, I wanted to just kind of update you to show you my dish garden, which is right here to my right, be probably to your left of the camera. But this dish garden, for those of you who follow my channel, I put this together back in the, let's see, it would have been the summer. I want to say maybe June, July of this past summer, which would have been 2021. And it was the first dish garden that I'd ever put together with like a water fountain in it. And I am loving it. It is absolutely beautiful. But I wanted to kind of just hone in a little bit and show you where I'm at 6 months later with this and how the plants have done. And just what's happening now, and just kind of walk you through the process of what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to just to kind of hone in a little bit closer. I'm going to just move my face out of the way so I can kind of narrow in to show you exactly what's in here and what I had to replace, because I did have to replace, actually didn't have to replace, I had to remove some things. But I will talk to you a little bit about that. So let me go ahead, flip the camera a little bit closer so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm going to be doing. Okay, you can probably hear my voice, but you can't see me. There's my hand. Anyway, I hope that you guys, I hope I got this close enough and that you can actually see this dish garden. But what we have here is obviously this galvanized tub that I have filled full of like a cactus mix. And what I did was I have some succulents that are right here in the front. I've got some succulents. I have this Swedish ivy. I have actually 2 of them. I have a aloe plant. I don't know if you guys can see, everything's kind of grown together so beautifully, but I've got an aloe plant that's back in here with a pothos. Actually, I've got 2 pothos growing in here. And then I also have, it's a fern. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I've got a beautiful bird's nest fern back in here. And then over back around this side, I've got some more really pretty succulents that are growing in here. And of course, then I've got the water fountain that's directly in the middle. And this thing has been doing really, really well. I fill this little reservoir up probably about every second to third day, and it really depends on how much humidity we actually are having, during, what any given month. But usually every 2 to 3 days I come out because the reservoir is quite small, but it's been so pretty that it really hasn't been any kind of a pain or anything like that for me to do. And as you can see, everything for the most part looks pretty good. Now, over here, this ivy plant, I've battled it a little bit because what's happened is, I don't know, about a month or so after I planted it, it developed spider mites. So I went ahead and I just started spraying it. And for the most part, I think I was able to get, pretty much in front of it. But between the little cold snaps that we've been having in the evening time, the spider mites, it struggled. I've noticed that there's a lot of new growth, like out this whole stem right here. There's a lot of beautiful new greenery coming out on it. Here's some more new growth new growth back in here. This one is struggling a little bit. This particular ivy is struggling just a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clip some of the dead that's off of it, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a spray. I'm going to show you guys what I use. I just use this insecticidal soap right here. It's a Bonide product, and it's just something that I use, just to spray my aphids. And gosh, let's see what's on here. You can do scale and aphids, white flies, that type of stuff. So I'm going to be spraying that for the spider mites, and it's been pretty effective. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray this dish garden a little bit, or this Swedish ivy. We're going to spray that a little bit. And then the only other really issue that I had in here was this reservoir. I think I had a couple of stones that were actually in here that were splashing a little bit forward. So like right in this area right here, I had a succulent down inside here, and I ended up losing it. Understandably, because it was just too wet, because we had a little bit of splashing going on, and so this is just a little too wet. But surprisingly, it didn't splash enough. I mean, look at how beautiful these succulents are doing right here. This one is like right up close and personal to the side of the reservoir, but apparently there wasn't enough splashing to cause it any problems. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think I'm going to put anything here. This little, actually I've got my cute little wheelbarrow that I just kind of put as decoration, and it looks like I've got a little walkway right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to, put some more white rock in here, because as this settled or whatever, it just needs to be refreshed a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more white rock in here. And I think I'm just going to leave this open for right now. I may put a little moss or something right there to give it like a little bit of a decorative appearance. I'm not real sure. But all in all, you guys, this is looking absolutely beautiful. I am loving it. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to come out of our, our winter months and go right back into the summer and have it grow beautifully. Like I said, the only thing that I've been having a little bit of the issue with was the Swedish ivy. Now, if this continues to be a pain in my rear end with the spider mites, because this is the only one, nothing else in here developed any type of spider mite, which kind of surprised me, because this particular ivy over here, it really got the spider mites really bad. And like I said, even though I was spraying it, it surprised me that they didn't jump over here to the pothos or something. So if for some reason these are just being a pain in my rear end, I will rip them out and I will replace them with something else. And I don't know exactly what that might be, but when I do, I'll update you guys to let you know what I went ahead and put in its place. But for right now, like I said, this has got all new growth on it, and I'm encouraged to think that maybe, if I just keep using the insecticidal soap or whatever, this guy's going to come back really nice. I'm just going to go ahead and spruce up a little bit. I'm going to refresh the little white rock here. I'm going to clean up the Swedish ivy a little bit, and maybe fill the reservoir up if it needs a little bit of water, and I think we'll be golden. So let me go ahead and get to that. Okay, y'all, it's all done. It just took a little bit of maintenance, not very much. I sprayed my my Swedish ivy here with a little bit of the insecticidal soap that I showed you guys to just kind of get in front of those spider mites. Like I said, I saw just a little bit of webbing, and I just went ahead and saturated them. And I know I used my bare hands. This wasn't, insecticidal soap was a very organic. I know that they tell you sometimes you probably should just go ahead and wear gloves or whatever, but I just went in the house and washed my hands really, really good, because I usually get in there and just really just kind of work it. But I did wash my hands, so they're all clean now. But I just went ahead and put insecticidal soap all over that Swedish ivy to go ahead and just make sure that it's good and coated and saturated the top of the leaf as well as the underneath. You always want to make sure that the stems, you want to get absolutely everything. And even I sprayed even in the dirt a little bit as well. And for the most part, I didn't have to fill up the reservoir. She has enough water in her, and I just refreshed the rocks a little bit. But I am, like I said, I'm absolutely loving it. It's absolutely beautiful, and I wanted to give you guys this update just to show you how pretty it was looking. And like I said, I'm really hoping it's going to last right through again the remainder of this year if I'm lucky. And the only thing that I may end up, like I said, have to change out will be maybe the Swedish ivy, but fingers crossed I may not have to do that as well. So you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this update to this little garden dish that I had made. And if you guys want to see how I actually put it together, I'm going to go ahead and put the link actually to that video in the description. And I'm also, if I'm not mistaken, I think either up in this corner, this corner, this corner, or this corner, YouTube's going to go ahead and put a suggested video, and I'm going to make sure it's that one. So definitely jump over and check out how I put this dish garden together. So you guys, until the next video, bye for now.